Even though the show focuses on family finances, a lot of the principles we go over, including habits, applies to different areas of our life, our health, our home, and even the routines that we have in our day to day. This month, we've been talking about building better habits. When we were talking with Peter Polson, we focus on financial habits, but we can use these principles and find essential habits that we can use at home, at work, and taking care of ourselves. Today, I want to break down some essential habits that you can use in your own life and how to choose which ones are right for you at this time. We know developing habits is a key way that we can start building a life that we love, but how exactly do you do that? The first step is to break down exactly what is a habit. In essence, a habit is something that you almost do automatically. If you had to break it down, there are three key components to it. There's your cue, there's a routine, and there's your reward. I admit that might sound a little bit dry and boring, but when you understand how these work together, then it's easier to make changes. Now, you might feel like it's impossible to change your habits, but that's not the case. You already are a habit forming machine. New York Times reporter Charles Duhigg studied the neuroscience and psychological research behind our routines in his book, The Power of Habit. He cited a study in his book that was done at Duke University. And researchers there found that over 40% of the activities we do on a daily basis is a habit. If you think about your mornings before the pandemic, if you were going to the office, you probably had a set pattern or schedule of what you did. And some of it almost felt automated. Your commute, for example, you may have gaps because you do the same commute. It's automated in your brain. And during the pandemic, if you were working from home, you probably had to recreate a new routine to fit your new normal and to continue working and be productive. So it is possible to change and adjust your habits based on your goals and your circumstances. How do you do that? So let's go back to those three parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. Your cue is your trigger for the behavior we're talking about. It could be a time. For example, your alarm clock telling you at a certain time you got to get up and start the routine. It could be the location. When you're at the office and you log on, the first thing you do is you check your email. It could also be the presence of certain people. It could be emotions, how you feel, or it can be actions that you've taken before. Most times we're not immediately aware of what our cue is, but if you pay attention as you're doing the routine, you'll start seeing that there are certain things that kind of clue you in and get you started in that habit. So pay attention the next time you're trying to change a habit and see what is the thing that triggers you to do that habit. The next part is the routine, which is your actual habit. Maybe at the beginning of the day, you go to the home or your regular office and you log in and you immediately go to email. You might want to change the routine. When you sit down, instead of emails, you sit down and write out the most important tasks that you need to accomplish for work that day and have that by the desk so that you know that that is the must do for the day and that you put that first. And the last thing that you can manipulate is the reward. For example, you're talking about snacks, swapping out the snacks, that reward of you feel good, you're taking a break, you're relaxing, but instead of having that processed food, you pick some fresh fruits, apple and peanut butter, or whatever you like. You're still enjoying that break, maybe talking with someone and catching up, but you're not having unnecessary calories added to your diet. Those are a few ways, but really nailing down those three key points can make it so much easier. And just focusing one at a time absolutely makes a huge difference. This can sound a little bit hard to wrap your head around because we're just talking about cues, rewards, and habits. Let's look at some goals that people have or areas in their life that they want to improve, and we can break that down into habits and goals that they can pick up. Let's talk about health. Let's break that down into different areas and see what goals can be there and what habits we can pick up. It could be a matter of exercising more. It could be making better choices with your meals and snacks throughout the day, or it could be something like drinking more water. Since we talked about finances, let's dive into that again. You want to have a better understanding of how your money works. So you start tracking your money. Maybe you're looking to pay down your debt, or you're saving for a specific goal, like a house or for your kids' college or whatever it is. You have to develop this habit of paying yourself first. Now, we can transfer that to other areas like your personal wellness. Something that is underrated but really helpful with improving your mood and your health is making sure that you get good quality sleep. So, whatever that number is, 6 to 8 hours that fits you would be a great improvement. Or you want to pursue a passion project. I'm not talking about a side hustle. I'm specifically talking about something that you really enjoy, a hobby that enriches your life. Perhaps you feel overwhelmed with everything. So one of your goals for this year is to just have less stress. And the best way to do that is to start tracking your schedule and making sure that you're putting the more important things first. Finally, let's look around the house. A lot of us had to spend much more time around the house. And maybe we realized we weren't as happy as we used to be, or that we realized we were with the place. What are some things that we can improve? We can declutter unnecessary things. We could tackle that list of home projects we had been putting off. You could do a review of what's already in your home. You could donate and sell those items, free up some space, and have less things to maintain around your home. As you can see, there's different ways that you can break down your goals, not just with finances, but you look at your health, your wellness, your family, and around the house. Now, a challenge that people have is they want to fix it all. Maybe I've listed several goals that you want to achieve. One of the best ways you can avoid burnout is by choosing and focusing maybe on 1 to 2 goals at a time. Once you get those habits into place, then you can move on to the next. That's one of the reasons I think why systems like the baby steps with your finances is so helpful for many, is that it gives you one goal at a time to focus on. As you hit it, then you can move on. You've had a win. You feel good about that and you progress forward. So then how do you figure out which goal or which habit is right for you? I had mentioned to Peter that one of the goals I had during our time at home was exercising more. I wanted to make this as easy as possible. The cue is the clothes right there where I can slip into them, get started my workout first thing in the morning, and I can do my regular routine. And that's made a huge difference for me. We're looking for these keystone habits that can kind of create this domino effect. Look for a small habit that you can do that can have a significant impact on your goals. For example, you want to save up for a house down the line. What's one of the best ways you could do that? Paying yourself first could be a great key move. Making sure that at the beginning of the month, once your check is deposited, there's an automatic transfer for a certain amount that goes into savings for that goal. Let's talk about health. One of the easiest ways you can do that, even before you shift your habits, is by tracking your meals and snacks. We mentioned the power of tracking your money when I was chatting with Peter because it brings this awareness. Tracking your habits currently can be a great first habit to develop. With your health, when you look at the meals that you're actually eating and the snacks you're having and the amount of them, you may have some motivation right there to say, you know what, I don't need to snack as much, or maybe I can swap out. Tracking your finances, your meals and snacks, or even your schedule can be a fantastic habit. Before we wrap up, I want to mention there's one other essential thing you can do to improve your finances this year. You want to make sure that you have a great banking partner. Our sponsored Coastal Credit Union is that. We've been members for years and we've been happy not only with their customer service, but their competitive rates with checking and savings. As a credit union, Coastal is serving not shareholders, but their members, us. So if you're looking for another option for your money, check out Coastal Credit Union. And if you're looking for more tips on helping not just your family finances, but health and wellness in life, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. We have videos out every week. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.